Hello, everyone. Hello, our listeners. We are a team of CyberWise.Space. My name is Olga, and here is my colleague Ali. And today we have our new Tech Talk. As today we will discuss new cybersecurity trends. And before we start, let's briefly introduce ourselves, so who we are and what our company is doing. So let's start with our company. So we are a small startup in Estonia. We are providing privacy and cybersecurity services, consultations, and different kind of IT support. So if you have any kind of IT questions or cybersecurity related questions, or if you have something related to GDPR and privacy, you need help, assistance, or audit, basically, you feel free to contact us and we will do our best to help you. So about me, I'm Olga. I'm privacy expert, and my main focus is on GDPR. So I will do that. And my colleague Ali, he's a cybersecurity expert. Maybe would you like to say a few words about yourself?
No, thank you. Well, thank you for joining our session. I'm Ali. I've been in the IT field for more than 10 years, and I mostly focusing on cybersecurity. I've been working in the cybersecurity field in different universities and companies for almost 4 or 5 years. So yeah, my specialty is make sure that your system is running as a sysadmin and it's secure as a cybersecurity expert.
Yes, very good, because it's very important that your system, first of all, working, and the other thing is that it's working securely, so it's not in any kind of danger. So as we discussed in as we announced in our previous TED Talk, that we will announce our self-assessment cybersecurity list. So that's what we did. You can see QR code. I think that Ali can show the QR code, or yes. Okay. So yeah, we have a QR code, and you also can find the link. Yeah. Yes. So you can also find the link. So it's now time to screenshot a QR code and briefly about this self-assessment cybersecurity list. So basically what it will do, it's a list of questions where you have some kind of guidance where you can check what is good with cybersecurity in your company, and what is not, and what is that you need to pay more attention to this. So we have it in different forms. The first one you can download for free, and we also have paid versions that also include consultation. So if you are interested in this, also feel free to contact us, and when you fill the form, you can select which one you prefer, and we will definitely be happy to assist you. Or after that, if you fill the list and you see that your company has some gaps in cybersecurity, or some parts are not covered, that yes, contact us, and we will manage it. Okay, then. So we can start basically with our today's topic. And today we will discuss cybersecurity trends, and let's maybe briefly say what is trend, and why cybersecurity is trendy. Actually, cybersecurity as such is a very big trend, because IT. IT is a big trend, and since we have it very developed, we have also we have opportunities, and opportunities brings also different kind of risks. So this is something that needs to be managed. And when we are talking about trends in cybersecurity, we mean that some attacks become more common, become more well, bad to say, but popular, that many people are affected by them. So as an example, maybe 10 years ago, some some attacks ransomware attacks, they were very, very common. Like we can bring an example of WannaCry, that it was like a lot. Or when phishing, different kind of scams, when they were started. And I would say that quite many people could believe also that some Nigerian prince is sending them the message. Of course, now we know that, well, that's a scam. But back in the days, it was something that, well, people could believe, and now they are also developing a lot. So Ali, maybe you can bring some more examples of trendy attacks.
You mentioned very good thing. Like I would say, since the beginning of the existence of the computers, this cybersecurity existed. Like it born with the computer. It never get out of the trend. So you can find a period of time that cybersecurity wasn't important. It was just sometime people understand they need to spend more on the cybersecurity. That's why it was hyping out for other businesses. About this evolution of attacks, you mentioned very good things. Like Nigerian princess was maybe looks so trivial or stupid for us at the moment, but it shows that how attackers are thinking about the way to trick us or to get access to our informations. But so there are old attacks that we probably heard, but they're still in a corner. They are keep targeting people, like a phishing. I'm pretty sure that most of our viewers heard about the phishing, but they get smarter. They have a very sophisticated way to trick you. They spend tons of times to understand you and design something that you go for it. Or we have a DDoS attack, or distributed denial of service. Basically, in a simple word, that the attacker do something that a legitimate user cannot access to the website. But it's in a distributed way. Basically, you can't stop this attack. It's coming from everywhere, and you don't know to stop which one. So these are attacks that exist for ages, but they are evolving, and now it's just floating over the internet.
Yes, that's a very good point. So let's talk about some more specific trends. And first, what we wanted to bring up cybersecurity related risks and attacks that are related to political situation. And here we would like to discuss first the situation in Ukraine, the one connected with Russian invasion, with the war. So we know that it takes place physically, that Russian soldiers are physically in Ukraine killing people, but also it's happening in cyberspace. So we know that there are different ways to lead this cyber war. So one of them is fake news and propaganda, which it's not specifically cyber attack, but it's a very big part of cyberspace and cyber war. So we need to also ensure that what kind of information we have. So if this information is correct, and well, we know that a lot of fake news are out there. So that's one of the things, and we know that there are different attacks on government. There was a question of how governmental websites would survive those attacks. So it's also a lot of like Ukraine IT army, so-called, that stays really strong, and not only soldiers who are fighting for Ukraine, they are fighting physically, but also IT guards. They are saving governmental websites, governmental channels to communicate the truth to people. So it's also very important to keep this to keep this information. And infrastructure, governmental, so like services, banks, for instance. So that's like everything is related to this cyber war. And also, Ali would like to bring a political example. So
Yeah.
please.
So, as Olga mentioned, it's the computer sometimes can be even stronger than the weapon because they, actual weapon like that killing people because the propaganda, it's tools of propaganda and it's spreading the fake news, and this can lead to the situation that you lose the hope, you lose your what you are fighting for or what your beliefs. Just a couple note about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. This led to these attacks have an effect on all the continent and I would say the planet. A few days ago, Estonian CERT, which is a computer emergency response team, announced that again the Russian launched some campaign to make people start sending money over to the Russia. So that's again showing that how cybersecurity is important. Back to the Iran, if you haven't followed up, it's unfortunate situation going on. It's massive freedom of speech, killing the freedom of speech, and unfortunately the government have a massive censorship over the news. So this means that no one cannot get news from the trusted source. Now this is the cybersecurity specialist's job to ensure that those channels exist and take down those propaganda news channels. I can bring the anonymous group. Well, they fight a lot in Ukraine, and now they are fighting in Iran. Basically, Anonymous is a hacker group that they call them social activists, so they are not bound to any government, so they believe what they believe. But their belief is freedom, so they have a good beliefs. So this Anonymous launched a massive DDoS attack against the government website that doing these censorships. I know there is example in Iran, there was some situation they did it in Russia, there's some operation in Russia, that this caused the propaganda machine couldn't go on and the people understand what is the true news and the bad news.
Thank you for sharing, Ali. I think it's very important for us to understand and to distinguish what are the fake news, what are the real news, and and is very important to have access to the real channel. So those actions are very needed and very important, and we really hope that in Ukraine and also in Iran everything will end up soon and end up on positive way. So we are positive and we hope that it will be like this. So the other things that what we wanted to discuss as cybersecurity, how it's related to the new technologies, how it's coming, because well, we know that if new technology is coming with new opportunities, well, new challenges, also new cybersecurity risks. So we wanted to discuss Web3 and what are the challenges in Web3. But first of all, before we discuss cybersecurity risks in Web3, we will discuss what exactly is Web3, just like the brief overview. So to start with that, we need to understand that first it starts with Web Web 1, which was read-only. So basically there were websites that you can just go and read. The second one is Web 2 is basically what we currently have. It's become more active. It also includes social media. So now you can not only consume, not only read, but also to provide some access. You can post, you can link, you can like, you can share. Well, basically what we are doing, it's also like we are sharing our content via internet. So it's Web 2. And Web 3 has a different approach towards technologies. So it's peer-to-peer connection, and it does not have central server anymore, so it has a different approach, and based on this, that the structure and the architecture is completely different. Also, some security risks appears based on that. So first, we wanted to say that there is a lot of hype around Web3, which quite many people believe that if this security is this technology is new, and it says it like if someone's hear the word encryption or blockchain, people well, not always, but many people just believe that, well, that is super secure, which in reality might not be. So we need to be aware of that, and every hype needs to be like, we need to be very careful with the new technologies that we adopt. And there are also many risks related to unknown procedure. So let's say if something happened in your online bank, like regular online bank, you always have someone to call, someone to contact, just to say, well, hey, I have some problems. But if you get scammed in Web3, there would be very big problems. So if money from your account just disappeared, well, you can just say goodbye to those money, most likely, because there are no procedures at the moment that that will help you. And if everyone is in charge, basically no one is in charge. So you're on your own. Also, we were thinking about smart contracts that, yes, on one hand, it provides you additional security that you can see the code, so you can read and just understand what is going on. But here again, like how much do we know about this code? Do we actually go and read those codes? Let's say if you go to a website and it pop up as cookie policy or privacy policy. Will you read that? There is a big question, and you just click accept or not accept. But well, usually accept, because if you don't accept, many websites, they will like keep asking you or something like this. Well, yes. So even though we have access to the code, there is a question if we actually will be that precise to go and check what is inside. And the other thing is programs. They are, if they are in Web3, they will stay there. So it raises a question of bugs, if there are some problems, and most likely if there is a problem, there might be, if there is a program, there might be some bugs in there, and programmers, they usually like they fix it over time. But here, if there is a program and it's released, well, it's already there, so it will stay like this. And with privacy, that once you have your data in, you cannot actually delete it. You can change it, you can add something, but if it's there, it's there. So also another thing. But also talking about the biggest risks, they are still related not to the technology itself, but to people who are using the technology. For instance, if you're reusing your credentials, that's a very big problem in Web 2, and it will remain the same problem in Web 3. Because you can have perfect technology that will have super awesome protection, but if you have your password written somewhere in obvious place, well, that's like the very big chance for attacker to hack you. So reusing credentials is a very big trick. So I think that's Ali. Would you like to add something about Web3?
I yeah, I would like to add and ask something.
Sure.
It, in my opinion, Web3 it's look like a transition period. Like it's not like a future of internet. It's like a transition period between what we have and what we will have. Because, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like we have some daily usage of Web3 right now. Like we're using the cryptocurrency at the moment to do the transactions. We using some small smart contract in a daily life in some P2P data transfer over the servers. But in my opinion, it's not like there would be someday that okay, Web 2 is dead, like a Web 1, and now we have a Web 3. What do you think? Like it's, I feel it's like a Web 2.5. It's there should be something else after that.
Yes, well, anyway, it's not the end of the development of the technologies because, well, technologies are not gonna stop. And maybe at this point we cannot think about something else that would be the next stage. But also, when we are talking about Web 2, it's still there. So it's not that we are gonna jump into Web 3 like all of us just immediately. We are still using Web 2 and we will have it still for a long time. But there are also some trendy things that are happening in Web 3. So it's something that is definitely worth to take a look. And I think that maybe our kids or kids of our kids will be already in something new and digitally so advanced that we cannot even imagine that.
Yes, it's it take time. Like I would say, like because if, as you said, if we're gonna write a code and those code be understandable by like non-IT guys, and so it takes a lot of awareness and education needed behind to be like publicly be available. But the idea is interesting, like to avoid having third parties in most of the transactional things we're doing.
Basically, yes. So now if you have your data and you would like to use, let's say, Facebook, you're basically sharing your data to Facebook and Facebook will store it for you. But now it's not that there will be one person or one entity, but it will be spread. So it kind of, on one hand, it will bring security. It will like by spreading it, so it's not that if one server is under attack and one hacker got access to this, so they will like, see all your data. But now it's not gonna happen because your data is like by pieces everywhere, so it's different. Yeah,
It's cool. It's very
it,
hyping
it
more.
definitely it definitely is. That's why we are talking about this.
Okay.
Okay, then we can move to our next trend. So we can talk
Uh,
about
yeah. Maybe I can add some more trends.
sure.
One funny story, like we supposedly to have this trend cybersecurity today when the Google announced their annually cybersecurity trend yesterday, and so it's listening to such a this trend is kind of important. Like every big company is doing it, and it keeps you and your company to be aligned by to understand the new attacks and be aligned to how to fix those attacks. But I would like to bring up some new stuff that has been gone in 2022 and 2021, like basically this recently. One of the most important things is that you shouldn't trust everything. Like even if you are downloading some file from your most trusted website in your country, still you shouldn't trust that 100%. Uh, I'm not saying like by myself, the statistic shows that like a 10% of the fully legitimate website, still the files that people downloading are contain malware and viruses. It's not that they do it intentionally. It's because they have a weak or poor control system on what they are uploading or what they're providing. So there was the analysis over 1 million malware. There were around 87% of them were signed by trusted party. So some trusted party signed those codes, and that means that there is not enough code review going on everywhere, like in this planet. Like, of course, there are like people review the code, checking the security bugs, but it is not enough because 87% of them were reviewed and signed by trusted parties. One of the suggestions I have for people is using the virus total tools. I personally use it a lot. Like it's very intuitive tools. You just drag and drop files. It doesn't matter what file or website. It analyzes by all the antiviruses they have, like they have 64 antiviruses. It gives you some feedbacks how the application is works or what are the details inside the application. But if you're not a technical person, you just drop it. It shows that how many antiviruses detected as a malware or not. So it's very handy tools, and it's very easy. Like the website is virustotal.com, so you just Google it. Yeah.
Pretty cool. So now you don't need to select your specific antivirus, but you can have it all.
Yes, I mean, you should have your antivirus installed. That's your first layer of defense on everything you have. It's, I mean, even it's a Windows Defender, you should have it enabled. Like some people even disable the Windows Defender. But for a Mac OS or I don't know, for Android, for iOS, there's nothing. There's none. Like you should have some third-party antivirus installed. But yeah, as you said, you don't need to buy a whole 64 antiviruses. It's already in the internet and you can use it.
Yeah.
One more thing, it was hyping in the recent years, not only to the last 2 years or this year, is this SSO. What is SSO? Is a single sign-on. Basically, I'm pretty sure that everybody uses it. So when you visit the website, there is two login or sign up options, and most of the website give you option to use the username and password or using your Facebook, Twitter, or Google accounts to sign in. But you need to remember, like, okay, this looks like a magic. Just you click it and you give some permission that those website has access to your data. It looks like a magic, but someone need to handle those magic, and those magic need to be configured and keep it updated. There are so many websites that just enable their SSO, like a plugin with Google, but they forget about it to update it. So I would say like do not use this feature unless you trust the website, because back to the previous year, there was one state-supported hacker group, North Korea hacker group. The team was Kim Suki, like I just wrote it down, Kim Suki, I don't know. They developed one Chrome extension called Sharpex. Well, of course, Chrome doesn't put the malware in their store, but they send it through the phishing emails to the people. So now again, you see how attacker mindset going. They send you phishing emails, you install this application, it looks like a normal things, but it does something in the background. What it does when you click on it, it grabs your some session data and it stores for itself, sending to North Korea, and then they can use your mailbox for themselves. So it's make sure to not click on that things everywhere.
Sounds pretty bad, actually. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, for some country like Estonia, Sweden, Finland, we have a smart ID, bank link. Sweden has something by themselves. Danish also has something. So if there is like a state provided login feature, it's cool. We use it a lot in Estonia, but if there is not, make sure you log in through the secure website. I mean, give access to the Google, and make sure to read. Olga said you don't read, you just click access.
Yes,
Make
you
sure
do.
to
You do.
what
Please
access.
read read the stuff.
It's just a quick note. Like it's like when you install it on Android phone, Android application, you just click accept permission to the. It's a calculator, but it accepts contact, calls, camera. So it doesn't need just. Okay. What else? The another trend that is hyping is this cloud security trend. Basically, when the COVID happened in the last 2 3 years, a lot of people moved their stuff to the cloud. So most of the things were happening on the clouds because everyone at home and no one in the office. So everything was mostly happening in the cloud. So what happened? Now we have a lot of cloud servers that maybe the admin forget to update it. Like actually the company confessed that 3/5 of the companies confess that they are concerned about their current method of authentication or authorization to their clouds. So it's like 3/5, like it's a big number. Like just imagine how many companies exist in this planet. And 63% of them confess that they have a sensitive data exposure. So yeah, Olga told me like it's someone else's computer. It's not something in a cloud in the sky.
Exactly. I know that this perception, well, that if it's on the cloud, it's secure. So it has some kind of, I don't know, magical level of protection, but it actually does not. It still require proper usage, that you still need to apply proper settings, and you need to ask for help of technical specialist if you don't know yourself how to do that, because it's not something that you will just put there and it will be like super secure. No, it does not work this way. So yeah, someone else's computer, don't forget about that.
Yes, someone need to maintain them and keep them updated. I have some like a statistic, like the first quarter of this year, the Russian managed to stole one NGO, US-based NGO, actually into the healthcare as well. They had some devices, so they inject something to their cloud servers, and they inject all of the data of those devices. So it's yeah, everything you're using, you need to like maybe think twice before you like again subscribe it or renew it. Is it secure or not? Or there was some I wouldn't say revolution. It was like some competition going to find out to find all the misconfigured servers over the internet. It was run by Team TNT, and they found like thousands of those computers, like cloud. So it's computer again. And what they do, they just hijack them and they install the viruses, and then they started attacking through those clouds. So what they do is just basically DDoS attack. So now you have bots, million of them, army of them. Now you can target any website you want, and that's pretty dangerous. Like you like can lose access very easily.
Yes, those attackers become more smart and smart. It's basically like a job. I'm not sure if it's 9 to 5, but sounds like a job. Sounds like a lot of things to do.
Actually, I did some research about you said job. So basically, you heard PaaS, SaaS, platform as a service, whatever as a service, code as a service. There is like a DDoS as a service platform in the internet. So you just go and you buy the service. You pay, for example, 1 hour, and I need 1,000 bots, and they give you code, you sign the contract, and then you have a very nice dashboard. You just type the website and click attack. It does attack by itself. So
Wow,
there
user
is such a
friend.
service as well.
Ah,
It's
wow,
user
that's
friendly. Yeah, it's
so now
as you said,
to attack someone you don't even need to have technical skills. You just sign the contract. Wow, that's
it's
pretty
as you said, it's a job now. Like the attacker have running business, and it's not cheap. It's actually it's not expensive. It's very cheap actually. I did some googling. So for a 1 month attack, with like I don't know 10,000 bots, you pay almost 1,000 euro to them or dollars to them.
for 1 month.
So
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you manage to take down a business that has a revenue of the 10,000 euro per day or per month, so they are losing money, you gain something. Now you can scam them or ask for a ransom. Give me 5,000, and then I will stop attack.
Okay, that's a new way to do business with your against your competitors. Please don't do that. Just remember that it's illegal. So we are not
Yes.
advertising this, but we are just trying to bring up that those services are not something that exist like somewhere in galaxy far, far away. It's something that is actually right here. I didn't know that you can just go and buy it that much easily, and moreover, so cheap. That's just amazing. So,
It's
but actually, what we can learn from that, since like basically everyone can go buy it and go and attack your business, that you need to implement much more security resources. You need to well, train people, you need to have proper technologies, and you need to organize it all. So now it's even more important. Yeah, that's a lot.
You understand that attacker also need to spend money to attack you to make you that you lose money. So it's a balance of money, and they are not stupid. They do the investigation on you or on your company. They maybe call you as a like just asking some question, like we are calling from survey blah blah, we want to know how are you doing. So they do a lot of things. They send you email, and when they make sure that you have a money, you have a running business, or you are you can pay you are a potential payer to their attack. They start spending their money on you. So it's like investment on their side, if you look at it as attacker perspective. But there is another thing in recent years. It's IoT stuff. Like they exist for many years, but now a lot of big issues are coming up out of these IoT devices that are spread over the planet. Like wherever you go, there is a smart garden, a smart light, a smart bed. I don't know. They made the smart everything. And those devices like basically never get update, or they hardly get update, or they are not configured to get updates. So when there is a new vulnerability found, the attacker over the internet try to hijack those devices, and then through those devices attack the other people, so they become their bot or their slave. Yeah, I don't know if you have smart devices at home, so but yeah.
Actually, I have this real life example. I have a vacuum cleaner, and it's like you can use it by using your mobile. And once in the middle of the night, it starts blinking and do some stuff. As I figure out later, it just like at some point it was not properly connected, so there was some stuff with the battery. But actually, it freaks me out a lot that my my vacuum cleaner becomes self-aware, and now we have robots against me. So, but I was thinking like, what attackers are gonna do? They are gonna vacuum clean my apartment. Well, this is kind of a joke, but still, it's well, I don't want someone to hijack my vacuum cleaner, and especially I don't want someone to use it as a bot in any kind of attack, because it's. I mean, I would prefer to avoid this actually. Yes.
It's becoming challenging issue. Like, and if they attacking through your smart devices, your ISP might knock your door and say that, hey, there's an attack going through your internet connection. What are you doing? And you are like totally unaware about everything.
Yeah, but you're part of that. That's
Yeah,
scary.
you are part of that, but you don't know that you're part of that.
Yeah, I think that's the scariest part to yeah, to be also like someone who is actually take part in the attack, but actually not even realizing that. Yes, so I think that we discussed all our trends. Let's check if we have any questions. If not, we have questions from my side. Yeah, so Ali, could you check if we have any kind of questions? Not at the moment, or do we have something? And you feel free to. Yeah, yes, I will also check. Maybe we have something in social media. Yeah, let's check.
No. No. Well, of course, we will post this video and we'll answer your question later on our
Yes,
social medias.
definitely. If you have some more some questions, that feel free to contact us, and we will answer them. But for now, I have a question from my side. So I would like to ask you, Ali, what is your favorite trend? What do you think is the most important of what we already discussed? So I think, yeah. So that's my question. What do you think is the most trendy trend?
Uh, I would say the most important trend is like make sure that the service that you are using is quite reputed and secure. So what I mean is I'm talking about the cloud security, SSO, and all of those privacy things you mentioned. So it's a all-in-all package. When you subscribe to the website, are you trust them that you give your real email? Are you trust them that you set the password to them that you pretty sure use this password everywhere else? Because you don't know how they store your password. Maybe clear text, maybe they're using it against you. Who knows? I mean, of course, if they are in the European Union, they can't do like this stuff. And they are not affected by such a bug. I told you, like this North Korean attacker managed to set up something. So it's if I'm doing something over the internet, I make sure that I'm not giving my real email. I'm using the temporary emails, not giving my always password, and like be aware of what they're doing over the internet. Now internet has become like a minefield. Like if you just walk in, you may be exploded and data exposed.
Okay, good. I would like also to say that my favorite trend, I think it's something that related to the last trend that we discussed to IoT, because it's something that, well, I didn't experience it by myself, but I think that, well, when the situation with my vacuum cleaner happened, I was thinking that, well, it can be so real. And well, of course, vacuum cleaner, it might be not that much dangerous, but for instance, cameras, and we are using cameras everywhere, so you don't know who can get access to this, and we have smart devices everywhere. So we have it in our home, but we also, like, if we go outside, like in shops, in universities, in offices, like everywhere. You go to canteen and you go to have your coffee, but you don't know who is tracking you and what is actually happening, how they're using this data, and also like if they're using some let's say face recognition or something like this, you need to be properly informed about it. Well, actually, you need to be informed about camera surveillance all the time, but sometimes you are not. So let's say if there is a shop and they have a camera that is looking like into this door where you're getting in. Sometimes they also have this part of the street, and if you are not going into the shop, but you're just walking nearby, you're still on the camera. So it means that they're basically violating your rules, and there were few GDPR fines related to that. But still, I mean, cameras, other devices, they store so much information about you. Sometimes you give this information willingly, sometimes they just collect this information about you. But we just need to be very aware of the, well, first of all, that it's properly updated, that it's a proper manufacture, and that we know what is going on. So just to stay safe about that. So that would be my favorite trend. So yes, feel free to share your favorite trends. If you think that there are some things that we missed, that we didn't discuss, feel free to send it to us. Actually, I was asking we were asking the question, what do you think is the main trend? One of the answers that I would like to bring up was negligence. That basically, what I understand, that it's understanding of this human factor, that people just think that, well, it will be secure or it will be okay, and that people don't realize these risks, that basically that you think that it's somewhere far from you, but it's actually not. So I think that was very, very good point. But yes, if you also think that we missed something, feel free to comment on this video, and also share with us what new topics you would like us to discuss in our following Tech Talks. Yes, we have some plans, but if you have some ideas, yeah, share with us. Please comment and contact us. And also, we would like to remind you about our self-assessment cybersecurity list, the one I mentioned in the beginning. Yeah, the QR code is there. So if you're running the business, make sure that it's secure, because, well, you know that risks are out there. Well, it's free, so you can download it. You can go through this list step by step and understand if you have it all covered or not. If not, also feel free to contact us, and we will be happy to help you. Otherwise, I think that we discussed everything that we planned for today. So thank you very much for staying with us. We are waiting for you also to comment, like, subscribe for us in our channel. We have a channel on YouTube. That's a new one. So subscribe for new videos, and yes, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.
See you next time. Bye bye.